Hello, Anteater fans. Michael O'Sullivan sitting down with Doug Oliver, head coach of the UC Irvine women's basketball team. Coach, going into your fourth year now at the helm as we kind of look forward now to the 2015-16 campaign. And let's get right into it. In November, on the 15th, you'll take on St. John's here at home. That'll be a Sunday game here at the Bren. But nice to open things up against a Red Storm team that has been kind of a perennial power in women's hoops.
Yeah, they have been. Yeah, you're right. They have been. They win 20 games a year, and they called, and they're going to be out here on the West Coast. And I believe they're playing UCLA on a Friday, and they won another game before they. And I thought it'd be a great opener for my kids. So we're very happy to get them on the schedule and start the year that way.
Yeah, so you open up here at home against St. John's, and then you're going to take a trip to Southern Utah and UNLV. So you get 2 games in 3 days there. And then you go to the LMU tournament in Los Angeles. That's right after the Thanksgiving holiday, and that's going to be your 3rd straight year competing in that tournament. And you take on a Princeton team, a very quality opponent there, the day after Thanksgiving, and that's a Tiger bunch that was undefeated for much of the season last year, so no question a test for your squad.
Yeah, you mentioned about our 3rd go-round in the LMU tournament.
Right.
There's a method to my madness.
Yeah.
I mean, if I don't have to travel or have my team travel during Thanksgiving, right, which is just a packed airports, going on Wednesday, trying to get back on Sunday. And LMU is a tournament, in our backyard that
right,
the families for a lot of the kids down here in Southern California can come watch because they have relatives in town. And so it works out well for us. And they enjoy having us, and we enjoy going to that tournament. And then playing Princeton in the first
right,
round, again, is going to be sort of exciting for the team. I'm sure they're going to be, as good as they were in the past, in the Ivy League, and like you said, they were undefeated going into the NCAA tournament and played well there. So, it'll be another great test for the program.
Yeah, so Princeton to kick off that Loyola Marymount tournament, and so you stay in your own backyard, and for the first half of December, you're here at the Bren. Let's go through it. You got Northern Arizona, Nevada, San Diego Christian, and Grand Canyon all here at home. Yeah,
we have 4 in a row at home, and it just sometimes scheduling works that way. And I think we have a very competitive and fair schedule. And we went out to Grand Canyon and Northern Arizona last year, so they're return games, and so they're good matchups for us. And then we're coming out of finals. I think that's San Diego Christian, and then we have Nevada in there somewhere, which starts a series for us. We've played them in the past, but they're back on the schedule. I think they're a good matchup for us also. So having 4 in a row over a period of 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks,
right,
fits perfect for us.
So you get a string here at home, and then you're on the road for 5 straight, although you're not going to leave the state of California. And it'll get going with UCLA. Then you're going to make up a trip to NorCal with San Jose State and Sacramento State. And then you got SC and Bakersfield all on the road. But, obviously UCLA and SC stands out there. Also, I know Sac State, that's been a very competitive series for the last couple of years.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun to have UCLA and SC on the schedule. Haven't played them in a long time, looking back over the years. And it'll be, again, fun for a lot of our California kids to match up and play in Pauley Pavilion and the Galen Center. Great venues for basketball, 2 very good basketball teams. But the trip that's going to be fun is the San Jose State, Sac State games. They're right before Christmas.
Right.
Personally, I'm looking forward to that because I think it'll be a real test for us. We're going to try to play a little more up-tempo than we did last year. Both those programs run up and down the floor and try to score 100 points every night out.
Right. So
it'll be a good test for us. And that will be sort of my guidelines to where we go from there, after 10, 12 non-conference games.
And then your first game in 2016 officially will be Cal State Bakersfield on the road, and that'll be your final tune-up before conference play gets going. You're going to kick that off with Riverside on the road on the 7th of January. Looking at the Big West, last couple of years, Northridge has dominated, winning back-to-back championships. What are you looking for out of the conference this year? I know Northridge loses a lot, but you got Davis, still with some returners. Riverside, I know you're pretty high on this year, as well as Cal Poly.
Yeah, I think Riverside has really good perimeter play,
yeah,
and that's important in this conference. Hawaii, Northridge, don't underestimate Northridge. They lost a lot, but a couple of those young kids that Coach Flowers got into playing time, especially in conference, really produced, and they look like very good players. But
Right.
you know, UC Davis, they can shoot the ball. They have, you know, a good group of kids. Long Beach State, you know, if they hadn't gotten hurt and beat up a little bit in conference last year, they were on a roll. They were 13-1 going in the conference, and then got dinged a little bit physically, and so they dropped off. But it's going to be a very competitive, very even matched conference, I believe, and we're going to be right in the mix.
And looking at your team specifically, I know when we sat down and we did this a year ago, you said you really hadn't gone into a season where you had such a big turnover. I mean, you lost 7 seniors going into last year. You had to have a lot of new faces on the floor, kind of implement new style at times. Thought Mokun Fajemison made some great strides last year. Irene and Ray Lynn kind of at the end of the year found their groove a little bit in the backcourt. It really showed some growth at the end of last season.
No, you're exactly right. And really what it was, we struggled so much to score the basketball in November, December,
Right.
and it took its toll on our mentality of how to play the game. And once the kids got used to saying, okay, let's just not worry about winning and losing, let's just play hard, it became very competitive. We won, you know, like you said at the end, we won some games and we played hard, and so, you know, Mokun, Ray Lynn, Irene, they all made you know, strides. Looking forward to big seasons out of them. But, you know, 2 of the 3 are seniors, and so it should be that way. And then we have an influx of some new faces that will change, you know, how we look. We're going to be bigger, stronger, faster, you know, just as a group. So we'll be able to play probably, like I mentioned, up-tempo, play more bodies, and put a little more pressure on the opponent instead of always being in reactionary mode like we were last year. And I think that will be exciting to watch.
Head coach Doug Oliver, it'll all get going in mid-November on the 15th. That'll be a doubleheader with the men and the women playing on that day. Coach, thanks for taking some time with us. Good luck this season.
You bet. Thank you.
See you next time, Anteater fans.